This is part A of wrist, hand, and fingers. We're going to start with active range of motion of flexion of the wrist. So I'll go a little bit more. Can you flex your wrist? Perfect. So the fulcrum is going to go over the joint line. The stationary arm is going to be in line with the ulna. And then the movement arm is going to be in line with the fifth metacarpal. So go ahead and flex your wrist. Okay. That was 88. It's supposed to be between 80 and 90 degrees, so she's perfect. Next is radial deviation. So go back flat, just like that. Tilt your hand radially, just like that. Fulcrum's gonna go right between the styloid processes. Stationary arm is up the forearm, and then stationary is with the third. So go ahead and move. That was exactly 20 degrees, and that's what you're supposed to have is 20 degrees, so that's perfect. Next we're gonna do flexion of the finger of the second PIP. So do this, not that, this. So it's flat along here at the PIP. So it's gonna start, well, can you do it first? Just like that, perfect. So it's gonna be flat. It's gonna start at 0, and then she's gonna do it. And then that's at about 70. You're gonna compare that bilaterally. There's no certain degrees that it's supposed to be. Just compare it bilaterally and it should be about the same. Next, we're gonna do passive range of motion. So for the wrist, we're gonna do extension. So if I passively extend her wrist, that's going to be firm due to the dorsal side radiocarpal ligaments. And then we're going to do ulnar deviation. So going to go that way, just like that. And that's also going to be firm due to the radiocarpal ligaments. Next, we're going to move to manual muscle test. So we're going to do flexion. Flip your hand for me. Perfect. Stabilize the forearm, and then she's going to push up against, just like that. That'd be 5 out of 5, and that tests the flexor carpi ulnaris and radialis. Next is radial deviation. So we're going to turn just like that. Once again, stabilize the forearm so they can't lift up, and then push up just like that. That tests the extensor pollicis longus and brevis, and then the abductor pollicis longus. Next is flexion of the PIP joint of the second. So second, you're going to stabilize against the table so the whole finger can't go up. And then you're just gonna resist as they pull up, just like that. That tests the flexor digitorum profundus. Next, we're gonna move to special tests. We're gonna go with valgus of the wrist. And so that's gonna test the UCL. So right here. So you're going to just apply pressure medially, and that tests the UCL ligament right there. And so if that's an increase of laxity or pain compared to the other side, compared bilaterally, that would be a UCL sprain. Next is the glide test. You're going to stabilize right above the wrist, then you're going to grab right by the carpals, and then you're going to glide plantar and dorsal, and then you're also going radial and ulnar sides. That would be positive if there's increased pain or a significant change in glide compared bilaterally, and that would mean there'd be a tear or stretching of the collateral or intercarpal ligaments in the wrist. Next is valgus and varus of the PIP. So you're going to take the finger, go to the PIP, stabilize on both sides, and then you're going to push on both sides. That would be positive if there's increased laxity or pain compared bilaterally, and that would mean one of the collateral ligaments sprains. Next is Murphy's sign. So you're going to have them just make a fist, and then you're going to look down at it. The third should stick out more than the second and fourth. So if it is depressed down in and it's in line right here, that would mean a lunate dislocation. Next, we're going to go to Finkelstein's test. So going to go in a neutral position. They're going to make a fist around their thumb, so kind of squeeze their thumb, and then they're going to extend. And that'll be painful right up through here. If it's positive, it will be increased pain right by this radial styloid process, and that would be a sign of de Quervain syndrome. Next is Tunnel's sign of the wrist. So you just go where the nerve is, the median nerve, and then you're just gonna tap it. And then if there's increased pain or numbness compared bilaterally, then that would mean carpal tunnel syndrome.